This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
What's up? This is Nigel San Jose, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the Pinoy Suplex Machine, Nigel San Jose.
What's up, guys? First of all, thank you, James, for the invite, and really glad I'm here.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you on as well. And can you tell us where you'll be suplexing people next, event-wise?
We have no exact date, but you can check us out at Puso Wrestling. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can watch our past matches there and watch out for more announcements. Because we're in season break and we'll return sometime around first quarter of 2025.
Okay. And where can we find you on social media?
Oh yeah, you can find me in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Just search for Pinoy Suplex.
Perfect.
And you'll find, and you will learn more stuff about Nigel San Jose and his career in PH Wrestling.
Do you have merchandise as well?
We do, but currently it's only available in the Philippines locally. You can check it out at Nutcase.
Nutcase. Okay. And you don't even have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You work for Puso Pro Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company?
We all started, actually Puso Wrestling is just starting out, but we all came from a different companies, but yes. And sometime this year, we decided to, a lot of things happened, and of course, we don't want the Pinoy wrestling spirit to die. So we all banded again together, and we built Puso Wrestling from the ground up. And glad to say we're doing really well. Just starting off half a year. Yeah, we started out around May, June. And here we are, just resting around.
Okay. And speaking of Puso, you was in the tournament to crown the first ever champion of the company. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, actually, I've been doing a lot of things, chasing the belt, even from the past promotion until now. I'm doing everything, my very best in chasing that belt. It's more than the gold, it's about the representation. Because I believe I can do everything for Filipino wrestling. Put it on a map, not just for Puso Wrestling, but the entire Pinoy wrestling scene. And I believe I can push it up, and represent it well. So that's what the gold means to me. I don't want to be a trophy champion. I want my championship to mean something bigger, not for me, but for everyone here in the Pinoy wrestling scene.
Speaking of which, you you lost against Main Max, who eventually won the title. I'm assuming that a rematch against Max is on your mind, no?
Yeah, looking at it next year down the line, I'm ready to challenge Main Max again, this time for the championship.
All right. Well, you was able to challenge for another title, that one being the Manila Wrestling Federation Championship against A1 Fabio Makisig, your trainer, and obviously the champion at that time. What was that experience like, and what did that moment mean to you?
Coming into that match, all I could feel was excitement because from the start of my Pinoy wrestling career or my entire pro wrestling career, Fabio was there. He trained me even after getting promoted as a co-coach because I'm also a coach alongside with Fabio. The brotherhood was still intact. And coming into that match, all excitement, all appreciation, and we just had fun. We just had fun competing. We just had fun wrestling around, and it's like a culmination of our friendship, of our brotherhood. And I might have lost, but still glad that match happened. Although I'm still looking for a rematch because right now we're at 1-1, and hopefully down the line, maybe next year or in the future, it's really it's really the best being in the ring with Fabio. May it be a opponent or a teammate.
Hell yeah. And I mean, obviously, you know, he is your coach. Um, what did it kind of mean to you to maybe test yourself, you know, as a pro wrestler, not in, you know, training, but you know, in an actual match against Fabio?
Yeah, I'm never really the one to shy away from a challenge, especially a big chance like facing Fabio because he knows everything I've learned in pro wrestling when I started. It came from him. So it's kind of like a two-way thing. I know he's really proud. I know he's really excited also to be in the ring with me, and same goes for me. It's like I can never get sick of facing Fabio in the ring. May it be for a championship or for just a match. I really want to take up the challenge because I believe Fabio may be one of the best pro wrestler in the Philippines in the history of Pinoy wrestling.
Hell yeah. Now, you know, obviously, you mentioned getting a W on Fabio. Is that a moment you kind of take in the moment, or is that something that sets in afterwards? Like, wow, I did this.
Yeah. It eventually I didn't feel actually I didn't realize that I won against Fabio because our match started during the end of pandemic when wrestling was being allowed again, physical contact was being allowed again. Me and Fabio, we decided to restart again. And my thought the entire time I was thinking of how to make it work, even in the match, because me and Fabio set up the entire thing along with our teammates. And that time I was just thinking how to make it successful, even with the limitations. And I just wrestled and I enjoyed my time. And yeah, actually, I realized it late that I got one over Fabio in our first ever one-on-one match I won against Fabio. So that really pumped me up the time when we faced each other for the belt. But of course, Fabio has the championship mindset, and I know that's hard to beat. And firsthand, I did everything. I gave everything. I know Fabio gave his everything as well. But at that time, Fabio was the better man. And I won't give up. I'll still keep chasing Fabio, even with or without the belt, because I know Fabio is a mountain that I want to climb, a mountain that I want to surpass someday. But for now, all I can do is appreciate his work ethic, hands down. One of the best coach, maybe not just in the Philippines but in Southeast Asia.
All right. And a shout out to Fabio, friend of the show as well. Now, in 2022, you actually fractured your ankle. Can you kind of tell us about that time and the time you were out? What kind of perspective did you have on your own wrestling career?
Yeah, around that time, it was a surprise. Actually, it came out of nowhere. I was injured during training, and all I can think about is how to recover back. I know I missed a couple of shows, but I was there. I helped out backstage because even though I can't wrestle, I still want to be a part of it. So I work at production, even though I was injured walking around with my crutch, with a cast on my foot. And as soon as the cast was taken off, like 3 months, I was injured around August. End of August, my cast was taken off around December. Once the cast was off, I started with rehab because I really want to get back in the ring again. So it took me like another 3 months. And by March, I was back in the ring training, getting ready for my first match again from injury. Yeah. Being injured, that this is like my first major injury in my entire physical life. Before I get sprains, just sprains and bumps over there. But this is the most major injury with a fracture. And good thing it was only a fracture. Nothing broke, so no surgery happened. That's why the recovery was quick. And instead of moping around, I just think of how to get back up again. Even though I'm injured, still finding ways how to improve on myself in and outside of the ring. So while being injured is not new to me, yeah, it was still a struggle, but a struggle that I'm willing to face head on.
It sounds like you turned a negative into a positive, no?
Yeah. Like, yeah, I have nowhere to go. And instead of going down, I just have to go up and up. Even when I'm injured, even if everything feels heavy, I just have to move forward because going back, I won't gain anything from going back. I won't gain anything from moving around. And while it's hard, I just like to push forward and look at the brighter side that I'll recover, I'll get back up, and I'll be back better than ever.
Alright. Now, how did you actually get injured? What was you doing?
Yeah, during a trial match, I from the second rope I jumped outside onto my training partner, and my foot got trapped in the mat. So I wasn't able to pivot or slide and kinda landed bad. That's why I fractured my ankle. Yeah. So it was really a sudden moment because it happened so fast. And the pain due to adrenaline, I didn't feel pain at the start, but eventually it was really painful. Not as painful as getting my bones broken, but still the pain. I thought it was a sprain, but the swelling did not stop. So yeah, I had to get that checked out immediately. And then from the checkup, yeah, I saw a hairline fracture. Small one, but still a fracture. Like it was painful to move. Like little movement, if my leg gets shaken, it'll really hurt. That's why I had to get a cast. Actually, the cast helped. So the pain subside, but it was hard to move around since it was my first time moving around with a cast. But eventually I got used to it. I was able to climb the stairs alone and actually do more stuff. I even tried doing a front roll on a cast, but I don't recommend it to others, but it's just me challenging myself.
Now, a more positive note. You were able to train with the legendary Tujiri. What was that experience like?
Yeah. My first time was back in 2019. It was the first time I met Tajiri. At first, it was kind of intimidating because, Tajiri is well known, a legendary figure in pro wrestling. And especially with the language barrier, I know he kind of looks serious. Well, maybe because it was training. But aside from that, we learned a lot. We really learned a lot from Tajiri. And from there, what he taught us, we carry it until now. And eventually, when he came back again last year, it was more of a fun time for us. He got to train us again, new stuff to test us out, to test out with us, and the entire time it was like really a good time. Especially this year. This year he brought the entire, well, not the entire, most of the Kyushu pro wrestlers here in the Philippines, and we had a collab show. That was something in the that was really something, like one for the history books, having a Japanese promotion collab with us, a Philippine promotion. And hopefully we can do it again maybe next year. And yeah, just really looking forward to more collaborations with them.
Obviously, the wrestlers that came over, Japanese. Obviously Japan is, one of the big three, countries when it comes to pro wrestling. What kind of differences did you see, the way they do things compared to how things are done in the Philippines?
You can really see with the Japanese wrestlers that they have more experience in and out of the ring. Like how they move, how they act. You can see that they really put in the reps compared to us. Since in the Philippines, in Pinoy wrestling, we our pro wrestling mileage isn't that great. Like compared to Japanese wrestler who wrestle at least 3 to 4 times a week. Us in the Philippines, we only wrestle a match like once to two times, 1 to 2 times a month. So
Right.
that's really, and the other side of that's just pure training. And I feel that's where we're lacking. We spend more time in training than actual matches compared to the Japanese wrestler who equally give time to training and matches because they have the opportunity. Unlike us in the Philippines, it's hard. So that's a struggle we're facing. But we're trying to make it work. We're trying to to produce more shows for us and the entire community, pro wrestling community. And we really want to make pro wrestling mainstream in the Philippines. Like we're looking at Japan as a blueprint, as a standard on how to achieve that. And maybe someday, whether if I'm still active or not, I really hope that pro wrestling rises in the Philippines.
Definitely. And you can't really talk about Philippine pro wrestling without mentioning Jake De Leon. Obviously one of the bigger names in the country. You competed against them. What was that experience like?
Yeah. I still believe that for me, even before I started pro wrestling, when I got exposed to Pinoy wrestling, I always see Jake De Leon. And it's really surreal that the time when they came over to us, to our promotion, it was really something because for me, Jake De Leon is the best Pinoy wrestler. So that's next to Fabio. And because really, JDL represented Pinoy wrestling, not just in the Philippines, but all over the world. And hopefully, he can still push it and represent us well. Of course, Jake being there is also a mountain that I want to surpass. Other than other than surpassing him, I want to still wrestle beside him and represent along with him. And yeah, I had some matches facing JDL. And it was really a challenge because while I'm not intimidated, I can still feel the experience, the gap between us. While I'm more athletic on some parts, I feel that he trumps my talent with experience. And actually that's a standard and model that I want to follow because someday I want to reach that level. I still have a lot of training to do. And yeah, I'm just really motivated seeing the most talented people in the same area, in the same ring, in the same training area. So that's it. That's it for me for JDL. I just appreciate, like I really appreciate JDL, whether he's in with a bad crowd or not. Gotta give props to JDL.
Definitely. It seems like you have a lot of mountains coming up in your way. Fabio, Max, Jake. It seems like you have a lot of scores to settle.
Yeah.
Right. Before you were Nigel San Jose, you were White Short Trainee 1?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell us about that?
Actually, the colored shirt system for trainees, I was actually the first one, or I was the prototype. Because on my debut match, I was called up on a short notice, like a few weeks before the show. They asked me if I can do a match, and actually I was still a trainee, and our graduation to the main roster was still months ahead. So, but that time they really need someone, and Fabio told me that I can do the match, of course with his supervision. And from there, I just asked what should I wear, what should I do, and he told me just to wear a plain shirt. And that time, a plain shirt or any presentable wrestling gear. So that time, I wore the company shirt, and that's white. And from there, people yeah, some people called me white shirt because I was wearing white. So from there, the following shows, we adapted the colored shirt system for trainees. And we had to earn our name. So from there, we were just called our color of our shirt. So there was white shirt, that's me, first ever white shirt. There was red, there was blue, there was black, and all sorts of assortment of people, of colors. Yeah. And so that's really how it started. The color shirt system started with me. Eventually, it evolved into something bigger, a bigger representation for trainees. Like, we have to earn our name. We have to fight for it.
Right.
And it was really a good motivation for the trainees for them to work hard. And hopefully, right now, we kind of paused with our colored shirt trainee system. But hopefully, we can bring it back again in Puso Wrestling or a something similar to it.
It kind of sounds like the Young Lion system, in some aspects. But the color of the sword isn't the experience level. Like you start at white and then you go to red or blue. It's just that's the color of sword you have, and that's your what trainee you are, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, the color also represents something. Well, it's not written, but a color is given to a trainee depending on their skill level or how they represent themselves. Like, for example, the white shirt is given to the most best performing trainee. Right now, the green shirt, no one has ever gotten the green shirt because that's Fabio's color. And it's kind of hard to standardize it because
Right.
it's a hard color to represent. While white is given to the best performing, it was the first ever color. So it's kind of like an honor or easy pick depending on the performance of the trainee. The other colors actually depend on their representation. Like blue shirt is given to the good-looking people, or the red shirt or the gray shirt is given to the those who have a strong attitude, and black shirt, like our only black shirt wasn't able to graduate, but it was given to someone who has the strongest fighting spirit, regardless of their skill level.
It's kind of ironic. Uh, a black sword is the strongest fighting spirit, and they wasn't able to graduate.
Yeah. Well, our previous black shirt wasn't able to continue due to an injury and other commitment.
Okay,
But yeah, hopefully he'll return. Yeah.
definitely. Alright. Sounds like the green swords have a big sword to fill, considering it's Fabio's color.
Yeah.
um, that will bring us to our next segment, and that is Nigel's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Looking back at my yeah, actually with being in pro wrestling, I got to experience a lot of things. Well, it might be not be related to pro wrestling, but it we got there. Like being in some events, being featured in some events, we got to do some showcases. It was really a funny thing that me and Fabio, we along with JDL and Crystal, we got featured in one TV show. And me and Fabio were actually trying to avoid in doing a demo because yeah, we have no choice. It was a hard floor, and we know if we proceeded with the demo, we're gonna do something crazy on that floor. And actually, it was wood. I was more worried that we'd break the floor. And eventually, we got into the demo. And funny thing is, I ended up giving Fabio a brain buster on the hard ground.
Ooh.
And after, yeah, it was really bad. Like you'll see Fabio grabbing his head, and all I can do was say sorry after, because instead, actually, I was going for a suplex, but I was really worried that the floor would get damaged. Instead, I went with the less impact but more pain for Fabio. So yeah, like quick. I know Fabio understands. But after that feature, the next time he fought was for the belt. So he kicked me in the head a lot of times. So I feel that he got over it. So yeah, that was one. And yeah, actually the other things quite normal. Going to events, being introduced as a pro wrestler on different events. And actually I was, while working also, well, yeah, I have a part-time job with a supplement company. And while working, somebody approached our booth. I was expecting them to ask something about the product, but once they come, they asked me if I was Nigel San Jose. Yeah, it was like really surreal because it was a different venue. I wasn't wearing anything wrestling related, and I get I guess it was a surprise that I got recognized on on an event that's like far from pro wrestling. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Because the other interactions are like normal for me.
I mean, yeah, that's a great interaction. I mean, you're making a name for yourself, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, besides pro wrestling, you are a b-boy. Can you
Yes,
tell us
sir.
about that?
Yeah, actually, the first ever thing yeah, back in grade school, dancing was the first ever thing that I put in a lot of time into, like from grade school until college actually. And I started b-boying around my senior high school, fourth year high school. And from there, I just built on my craft, trained with b-boy. Actually, b-boy really helped me with pro wrestling. Aside from b-boy, I actually still do a lot of dance. So I'm not limited to b-boy, but yeah, I'm proud to say that dancing helped with my pro wrestling skills. Like it gave me an advantage because I was able to learn fast, and I was able to not just learn, I was able to execute it well. So from there, like I have to give props to my dancing skills, because until now I actually incorporate my b-boy skills to my wrestling. So I combine some of my b-boy to some of my moves, which give it an extra, yeah, aside from extra showmanship, actually it gives it an extra impact. So more momentum, more pain, and more advantage for me.
Perfect. What's your b-boy name?
Actually, I don't have one. I just go by B-Boy Nigel.
Now, do you do it just for, fun, or have you actually competed in breakdancing competitions? Or
Oh,
breaking, as
good
it's called?
question. Ah, actually, good question. I was able to join a few battles, B-boy battle, but of course, being a dancer, I was not only limited to breakdancing. Actually, competed with teams. We competed internationally and world competitions, so against different countries. And while I've reached the finals a few times, sadly, I wasn't able to get the gold there. But of course, in local competitions, we win frequently. I was able to be a part of the team and we had a champion year. So every competition we joined, we won. So that's during college. So aside from team competition, I still battle. I join dance battles. That's like freestyle or style-based battle. Actually, just battled 2 months ago. I joined the battle. Like coming back, it's like my first battle since 2019.
Hmm.
And yeah, I like dancing. I'm a semi-active dancer and trying to find ways how to actually get back to dancing, even though I'm loaded aside from work, aside from pro wrestling. I like to tap in again with dancing because I don't know, it's my passion. Like pro wrestling, dancing is my passion, and I wouldn't be here without dance.
I mean, it's pretty impressive as well. I mean, being able to compete internationally. So, I mean, you are good at it. Um, the only thing I know about breaking is kind of what I saw during the Olympics. Um, was you able to see the Olympics, and is that
Yeah.
the type of breaking you know?
Aside from the controversy with Reagan from Australia.
That was my
Yeah,
next
but
question.
yeah, yeah. Before jumping on Reagan, so actually, break dancing was aside from the controversy, b-boy or break dancing was well represented in Olympics. It wasn't as smooth. Still has a lot of polishing in terms of organizing breakdance as a Olympic sport, but it was a big first step. And hopefully, breakdancing still gets recognized in the future because I know in the next Olympics in LA, breakdancing or b-boy is not part of the Olympics.
Right.
So, yeah, while it's kind of a downer, I know b-boy will be back. And b-boy breakdancing is well celebrated in the entire world. So, I don't know. I know with or without the Olympics, it will still thrive. It will still grow. So yeah, up up one for the b boys and b girls out there.
And shout out to Ray Gun.
Yes.
Now, another interesting thing you do is you compete in Spartan races. Can you tell us about that and the experience that comes with it?
Yeah, actually, I was already interested with doing Spartan races before I was injured. And by the time that I decided like I want to join, I got injured. So I got held back for a few months. And the moment I was okay, like I I was okay by the month of March and the next race was in May. So it was a lot of time to rehab my leg and train. So it was really a fulfilling experience. Like I always like a challenge. So seeing Spartan with obstacle races, actually, while it's tiring, it was really fun. And I was able to do 5 races last year. And one of those weekends, I actually did 3 races in one weekend.
Oh wow.
That's like one long race on a Saturday. That's 21 kilometers with 30 obstacles. And the next day, it was 10 kilometers with 25. And right after that, like back to back, like I had only like 15 minutes to rest. I did a 5 kilometer, 20 obstacle race. So yeah, really push hard just to get the medal. Actually, yeah, that was my aim to get the medals. But a fun challenge. Like I'm open to. I actually did not race this year. I was looking on trying on different stuff, and hopefully, never closing my doors on Spartan. I can still like I could join some races next year. But right now, I'm looking on competing for either CrossFit or powerlifting.
Hmm. What is what kind of inspired you to explore those options?
Actually, I have a lot of friends in that field, on those fields, and watching them made me curious. Aside from curiosity, I just really like doing physical activities, and yeah, it's really the best feeling when I beat a personal record because I'm doing some powerlifting during my workouts, and when I'm doing my deadlift, it's really a good feeling, the best when I reach my PR, even after like failing for a few times, then suddenly I was able to hit it. So this time around, like, what if I did that during a competition? Yeah. So it's like another layer of challenge added because instead of just competing by myself or competing with myself, I get to compete with others.
Well, going back to the Spartan races, what is your favorite obstacle that you were able to do?
Oh, it's my favorite. Wait, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I remember. It was the arc, the huge arc, net arc, because while it was like really huge, when I reach the top, I get to see almost the entire place. And climbing down was really fun. Actually, I can just slide down on the ropes on the net during training. Actually, I wasn't able to do it during the race because there were a lot of people and I might hit someone. But yeah, during training, I got to flip over and slide down the ropes. Yeah, it was really fun. But the other obstacles, yeah, lots of fun obstacles and tiring ones. But for me, that was my favorite obstacle.
Which was your least favorite obstacle?
Hmm, probably the rope climb. While I can do the rope climb, it was still like really hard. Well, more on the climbing part, especially when I'm tired. Like I can't. It's really hard to climb, and there's a fear that I might fall and reaching the top. That's like 16 feet high off the ground. Is imagining fall even if there's crash mats at the ground. So imagine falling from that height,
Right.
especially when I got injured previously. So that's a looming fear I have. But while it's my least favorite, I still love beating it.
Now, can you tell us about your love of Spy Family?
Yeah, actually, that's one of. I started with Spy Family in manga, so just reading. Just like really fun. Actually, aside from Spy Family, I really love reading comics, manga, or manos. and not exclusive to Spy Family. I actually read a lot, and currently I'm reading more manhwas than mangas or comics. Manhwa is the Korean equivalent of comics. Maybe I just like the plots, the power scaling of the characters, even though it's like, well, it's repeatedly used on different titles, but I still like it. Like, it's fun to read. It's a fun read. It's like from the old ancient Chinese kung fu ones to the fantasy and sci-fi aspects of it.
That's interesting. What is maybe the differences between Japanese manga compared to Korean manga?
The other than the art style, like majority or like no, almost all manhwas are colored. Like every pages are colored compared to manga that they tone it down and some pages are just black and white. And I don't know, maybe and the power scaling in manhwa is just ridiculous. So like I like an OP protagonist. Although I like those who struggle and eventually become strong. I like a protagonist that's already strong from the start and just gets stronger and stronger.
What what's your favorite Korean manga right now?
Oh, right now, well, other than actually Solo Leveling was the first manhwa that I really like.
Okay.
But that's like the mainstream right now, especially they have an anime out.
Right.
And actually Solo Leveling has the biggest following. But right now, my favorite manhwa currently, my favorite manhwa is it's Killer Pietro. It's a hitman based manhwa. Actually, it's more of a hitman based. It's so basically the plot is an old hitman suddenly became young while being chased by an organization. Yeah, actually, I like because I like John Wick. I really love John Wick. This is a no-brainer option for me, and the story is good. The story is good. So imagine an old hitman suddenly became young, back to his prime, and challenging the current organization. So that's really a fun read, and yeah, maybe compared to mangas, you don't really see that kind of stories around.
Right. Well, what's your favorite Japanese manga or anime?
Oh, I like yeah. My all-time favorite is Gintama. It's actually a comedy, comedy, comedy anime or manga, and it's basically a what would happen if aliens took over the world during the feudal era. So like it's a mix of futuristic and samurais. But mainly it's revolves around slapstick comedy, a deadpan comedy. I like really Japanese comedy for me is the top tier comedy. Like all those deadpan comedy. It's like really, really funny for me.
Okay. Now, can you tell us about your tattoos and if they have any meaning?
Oh, yeah. My first one, actually, you can find my tattoos when you check out my social media pages. But yeah, I have a first ever tattoo was a waves like water waves, because to me, I just like to flow and what really chill. Like I don't want to give give it a deeper meaning. Actually, all my tattoos don't have a deep meaning. I just get what I like. So I have a tattoo of the PlayStation buttons because I like video games. I have a tattoo of a giraffe because I like giraffes. Tattoo of a hot dog because I actually don't like the food, but I like the concept of hot dog. I have a whale tattoo because that's the main character from where I work. It's our mascot in work, and I just love it. And I got a cartoon tattoo of a doodle doing a German suplex because German suplex is still my favorite move.
Is there any plans for new tattoos in the future?
Yeah, actually, what I'm planning to get more, and like my next one should be same with the German suplex, same art, but this time doing a drop kick. And another tattoo related to Coke Zero because I really love Coke Zero. Like I don't drink other sodas aside from Coke Zero. So if there's like original Coke, I don't like it. I don't hate it, but I don't want to drink it. Like for me, Coke Zero is the only soda that I want to drink.
Alright. Well, I think that brings us to the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first three songs on your movie soundtrack?
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. But of course, being someone who loves hip hop, I actually grew up listening to a lot of hip hop. Of course, because I'm also a b-boy. But yeah, no bias, no bias. Ever since before Kendrick's beef with Drake, I already like Kendrick. So definitely one Kendrick song should be in that soundtrack.
Okay.
If I have to choose, yeah, I'll choose All Right. Yeah, All Right by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
And next song is from my favorite hip hop group of all time, A Tribe Called Quest. Yeah, I aside from Kendrick, I really like A Tribe Called Quest. Like I listen to a lot of Tribe Called Quest until now, like from before and until now. And if I had to choose, kind of hard. Like I want all the songs. Hmm. Yeah, but if I had to choose, I would choose Electric Relaxation by Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
And lastly, this is my current go-tos when I'm listening to music. Like I like Denzel Curry. Like I really a young up well not upcoming, but starting to grow rapidly. I like Denzel Curry and his song Still in the Pain. That song really goes hard. Like compared to my Kendrick Lamar and A Tribe Called Quest song choice, Still in the Paint by Denzel Curry really goes hard.
Alright. Well, a solid three picks to say the least. Everybody knows that you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays Nigel? And you can't say yourself because you were obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Hmm. It's kind of hard. I have to pick a short short celebrity because like I'm compared to others, I'm 5'4", so that's like not like really big. Like a lot of celebrities are tall, but of course, if I have to choose, regardless of regardless of the height, hmm,
I mean, I don't think the height matters, honestly.
well, true,
Camera angles, things like that.
true.
I mean, Morgan Freeman wasn't like 4 foot in The Hobbit, for real.
Yeah, if I had to choose, hmm, actually, I'll be biased because this is one of my favorite action star, Scott Adkins, but it's like really white Caucasian isn't really a good representation for me. But yeah, I like Scott Adkins. Maybe he'll be part of the movie. But if I had to choose another Asian, like an Indonesian action star, it's Iko Uwais. Some may know him from The Raid, like really good action movie. Very popular one. I know it's a popular one since it was published by Sony and it has some following. So maybe my vote goes for Iko Uwais, an Indonesian action star.
Alright. Well, now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Um, who would be 3 people significant to you in your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Oh, this is an easy one because I can easily choose my closest brothers in the Pinoy wrestling. So that's Fabio Makisig, of course, Robin Sane, and Jomar. So those three kinda I kinda grew up with them in my pro wrestling career, and until now we're still close to each other. Kinda hard to choose who should play them. Yeah, it's hard for me to think of celebrities. Actually, I'm not really good with celebrity names aside from those who I like. Like it's hard to choose Chris Tucker for any of them or Jackie Chan. So yeah, but I'm sure those three, I love them to be part of the movie as my supporting characters.
Well, we could definitely leave it up to casting. I'm sure they could bring somebody good in. Alright. It is sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least, and you could pre-order the tickets now. Alright, onto a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
I love it. I love something that's sweet and salty at the same time. Like I really love actually pineapple is one of my pineapple Hawaiian pizza is actually one of my go-to flavor for pizzas. And nobody can change my mind.
So you are very pro pineapple on pizza.
Yes, but I don't hate those people who don't like it. Like just let let me enjoy it without all the hate.
Oh, well, there's definitely going to be some heat on Nigel.
Yeah, for
after
sure.
this. What's your spirit Pokemon?
Ooh. Actually, it's my favorite Pokemon ever since was there's no bias. Like I already like Matchup ever since. And I also like Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan because I was into martial arts. But if I would choose right now, oh, I would choose Oh no, I forgot the name. It's like a more recent Pokemon that looks like a jet. Yeah, but my all-time favorite Pokemon is Machamp. Like no bias because I'm a pro wrestler, but even before being a pro wrestler, I already like Machamp.
I was gonna say the pro wrestler picked the pro wrestling Pokemon.
Yeah. Pro wrestling Pokemon pick me.
There you go. Even better. Um, weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical rock.
Yeah, given the circumstance and the situation, I'll actually bite and go fight a rock. Hopefully it's a fun match. Not just plainly I wanna wrestle a rock for no reason.
Right.
There should be a reason, but yeah, I'm down. Even for the dumbest reason. Like I'm down challenging a rock.
Well, just for context, there's this wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasted for 2 weeks.
That's long. That's I find that like unique. Not strange, but not in a negative way, but unique. Like I don't know, just gonna respect the taste of others. Just as long as they're not hurting anyone.
Well, I mean, I imagine Mike got hurt in the match,
Yeah, for sure. But like,
but
part of the match.
yeah,
Part of the match.
but nobody else was hurt in the making of the match, including The Rock. So, alright, on a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh. Yeah, actually in 5 years, I'm still positive about being still a active wrestler. And maybe like not 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 as active right now. Hopefully more active, but I'm confident that no matter what, I'll still be in the wrestling community, wrestling industry. But aside from that, hopefully I get to hone my other skills because aside from wrestling, I like going into media, like videos, photos, editing, actually going into more into music right now. And hopefully with those skills I have, I'm still able to help the pro wrestling in the Philippines grow more.
Alright, and what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off your pro wrestling?
Oh, they can actually I don't know if a copy is out there on the internet because like due to some like things happening, some of our old matches aren't posted online. But yeah, I would like to suggest watching Nigel San Jose versus Fabio Makisig. But since it's not available online, I do still have other matches. They can check out online Nigel San Jose versus El Catiponero. There's also Nigel San Jose versus Isaiah Valencia and Nigel San Jose versus Main Max. And those are all available in Puso Wrestling.
Perfect. And I will grab a link to them and put them in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. And if I go a little digging and maybe find that match with Fabio, I could put that in the description of the video
Yes.
below.
Yeah,
as
hopefully
well.
it's still, like available online.
Right. And people could click that and watch it. If they haven't seen it, want to see it, want to re-see it after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Let's go.
This is our speed round, or bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Worst wrestler.
Vince McMahon.
I will accept that answer.
Yeah, wrestler, not promoter. So
Yes. You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
CM Punk.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Shelton Benjamin.
The Ain't No Stop Me, no.
Yes, sir.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Alive and well.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
Vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit. It
Ooh.
has seeds. Tomato logic.
Acceptable.
Yeah. New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Enough. Just as long as it covers the crack, I would accept it.
So basically, as long as the middle is covered.
Yes.
Alright. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Yes. Thank you again, James, for the invite, and of course, thank you again, Wrestling with Entertainment.
Absolutely. And once again, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Pinoy Suplex. That's in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And TikTok also.
And you don't even have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give them a damn follow. And if you're if you're at a show, buy a damn shirt. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. But on YouTube and Castbox, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us tomorrow as we interview Roxy. And join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Yes.
For our very special guest, Nigel San Jose, Calico Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with...
entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.